In this video, we're swapping this engine into this car. This is a K24A2 that we rebuilt in the last video, and it's ready to handle some boost. And this is our 1995 Mustang GTS, aka Jimmy, and the 5-liter in it is on its last legs. By the end of this video, this 4-cylinder is going to be sitting in place of that V8. Because turns out there is a replacement for displacement. This guy. First thing we have to do is get this old and tired 302 out of Jimmy. Now, Jimmy has had a rough life. And we call this thing Jimmy because, well, that's the sketchy individual we bought this thing from. This was back in the golden era of Craigslist, when you can find sick project cars for less than $1,000. There wasn't 100 listings of cash for your old car, and you could even find your next true love under the personals. Ah, the good old days. Enough reminiscing about Craigslist, let's get back to our story. We pulled up to this house in a bad part of Detroit with this car sitting on jack stands, and the right wheel completely broken off.
Yeah, apparently Jimmy was having a little too much fun and ran it straight into a curb.
But we did confirm one important thing. It ran. Because as soon as he started it, he immediately put it on the limiter. And we got to know Jimmy pretty well while buying it, because we spent the next 2 hours in his living room watching Jeopardy and eating Skittles waiting for the tow truck. Turns out, Jimmy was a pretty cool guy. So this car has lived a wild life, and it's about to start a brand new one. Let's get this 302 out of there and find out what's behind the covers. Literally. You haven't seen that?
I don't remember it being that bad. Holy moly.
I don't think you saw it. So this is why we're not rebuilding the 5-liter.
Yeah, a lot of you were asking what we're going to do with this thing. Well, it's going straight into trash, and that's why.
So the block cracked.
Is that JB Weld or is that RTV?
It's everything. Both? It's first got weld, then we put JB Weld over it, made it all nice and smooth, and then one more layer of nice Permatex RTV.
Jesus Christ.
It's never leaked a damn drop though. Look at this. It's actually bone dry.
Yeah, that is interesting. That one looks like it's leaking a little bit. Right. It held up though. Still doing burnouts. When you're working on a project like this Mustang build, it's very easy to lose track of time. You start installing one thing, that turns into 5 things. Next thing you know, it's midnight and you still haven't eaten anything except Big Gulps and Skittles. That's exactly why I've been using today's video sponsor, CookUnity. CookUnity is a chef-to-you meal delivery service where award-winning chefs create fully prepared meals that get delivered fresh right to your door. And the cool thing is you don't have to get stuck eating the same thing every day. They have hundreds of rotating meals every week. So you can try a bunch of different cuisines without falling into the same repetitive diet routine. This one right here is beef empanadas with chimichurri sauce by Chef Santiago Lopez. Everything comes in this tray ready to go. Just follow the simple instructions on the box, and in minutes you'll be sitting down to a fresh, chef-curated meal that's quick, easy, and seriously good. What I really like is their fitness fuel menu. A lot of the meals have 30 grams or more of protein, plus balanced carbs and healthy fats. This one right here, 45 grams of protein. So I'm definitely gonna have this tonight after wrestling with an engine swap all day. And the biggest win for me is time. Instead of spending an hour cooking or meal prepping, I can just heat this up and get right back to working on Jimmy. Plus, their website makes it really easy to browse meals and even track macros. Go to the link in the description or visit cookunity.com/buildit to get 50% off your first order of chef-made meals delivered fresh right to your door. Again, that's code BUILDIT for 50% off your first order. Big thanks to CookUnity for sponsoring today's video. Now let's find out what destroyed our 302. Now, it may seem like we hate the 302, but that's far from the truth. Jack alone has 3 of them in his current fleet of project cars. And honestly, even though this one is clearly on its last legs, it's never left us stranded and it always fires right up. Ironically, this might be the most reliable engine we have. And there's a reason for that. The Ford 302 has a long history of making reliable and affordable power. The aftermarket support is huge. You can literally still go to Ford Racing today and order a brand new small block Ford as the crate engine. That's how popular these things are. Because of that, you can build one pretty cheaply and make solid power all day long. But unfortunately, this one isn't getting that treatment.
Should we pull a cap off or what?
Yeah, I mean,
is anything
let's
loose?
pull these two. Nothing's loose, honestly. This is in much better condition than I expected.
Dude, actually, this is.
You can see here the skirt's pretty scratched up. So I wonder what the cylinders look like.
And the verdict is.
Oh, these are king bearings.
Oh, this might be a race. Maybe the new title of the video is "We found a $20,000 surprise in our $500
Yeah, dude.
Mustang."
So this was rebuilt,
I mean, it is. You can see. Here's another of those heat
and they put
things.
good parts in this. Holy crap! I got dirt in it and stuff, but you know.
I mean, you know, idle.
this
It does
one actually
lose.
pretty bad.
Yeah, okay, right.
There we go.
There's like
Oh,
a
it's
step in
pretty
there,
bad.
right?
You can feel it. It's bad.
Oh, yeah.
Super grooved. Now that we got the engine all apart, I think it's very obvious to see why. Water froze in the block at some point and it cracked, as you can see in the back from all the JB weld. The bearings have seen much better days. Honestly, the rotating assembly doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it definitely needs a full refresh. But the block being cracked, this engine's toast. The timing chain is super loose. This might have been the cause of all the slack and slapping and smashing and blopping that we heard while the engine was running, but I think we've seen enough from this thing. So now let's get that engine bay ready for that K-Series to go in it. And this, I think it's time for it to go
in the bin.
Before we throw this engine in the trash, we're gonna go ahead and weigh it. A lot of you guys said there's gonna be a really big weight difference.
There is going to be a really big weight difference.
This is our guesses right now. I'm saying there's less than a 50% pound difference between the two.
50%?
Jack is saying 200 pound. Yeah.
Cast iron heads.
No. Just
Cast
lift this
iron
up. Let's see how
block.
much this thing
Wait,
weighs.
it doesn't. I can
and,
pick that up.
And we're gonna weigh the K-Series. 492 pounds. Let's get the K-Series on here. We're gonna throw on alternators, pumps, whatever else, so it's apples to apples.
So Diego had to make sure he got every single last. Even
not-
the bags. I got to take the bags
It's
off.
not
of
everything.
Here.
We're
The
missing
bags-
one major component
the bags,
here.
How much is the bags weigh?
Nothing.
We got the box. You don't use this box.
We're
in
missing
the,
injectors, coils, the
Oh.
adapter plate. We're missing a lot of stuff.
So we're missing a pound. So we're at
no,
289.
we're missing like 50 pounds at least. 50 pounds.
289 versus
493.
493. So 203 pounds. We're gonna take 200 pounds off the nose of that car.
What is that gonna do dynamically?
That should do something, right?
I think so. I mean, that's a
200
lot of weight.
pounds, yeah, that's
That is a lot of weight.
a significant
That
amount.
means those shocks are gonna be even worse.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
We'll work on those Mexican
we're
rods eventually.
But 200 pounds, half the cylinders, double the power. Easy.
Yes.
Easy. I mean, this is gonna make. We're going for 500 wheel. So the first thing we're gonna tackle is getting this K24 to mate up to the stock Mustang transmission. That's right, we're gonna be using the stock T5. Now, this is not known to be the most strong transmission, but this is gonna allow us to reuse the stock clutch, all the stock pedal assembly and everything, so it's really gonna simplify the install. Now, will this thing survive? I guess we're gonna find out together, and if it blows, we'll know we're gonna need a better transmission.
Now, how are we going to make that work? Is this kit right here. We have this adapter plate from performanceadapters.com. They have basically a bolt-on kit for the small block Fords to a T5 or basically any 4.6 style transmission. Now this kit comes with an adapter plate for the bell housing. We have an adapter for the crank. We have a unique starter. And because this is meant to work with that transmission, we're going to be using a stock style flywheel, which we chose to go with a lightweight one to keep the flywheel weight as close as possible to the stock K24 flywheel. And we'll be able to reuse our stock clutch for the T5, which I've seen better days, but it's got plenty of life left, I think, for a couple more burnouts. This is the part that makes everything happen. So this is the crank adapter, and this allows us to bolt this part to the K crank. And then this is the adapter that makes it work with the Ford flywheel. So we've kind of already cheated a little bit, test fitted it on the crank, and we have found a couple issues. Unfortunately, the pilot bearing doesn't fit. This diameter is a little bit too big for the flywheel, but no problem. We've already reached out to them. Hopefully they can get us sorted with that. But meanwhile, we can bolt this up to the transmission and the engine.
It's a sight you don't see every day.
If it looked like it was too easy, it's because it was. We don't have any clutch or anything in there to struggle with. So now the plan is going to be, we're going to mount the engine transmission back on the subframe, which we just spent the last couple minutes cleaning up. Then we're going to lift everything back up on the car, make everything match the pinion angle that it had before, and then we'll start figuring out what to do with the engine mounts.
Pinion angle is the angle between the drive shaft and the rear differential pinion gear. It might sound small, but it plays a huge role in how smoothly your power gets to the wheels. If it's off, you'll get vibrations, premature wear, and wasted power, especially under load. Get it right, ideally between 2 to 3 degrees, and your drivetrain stays smooth, efficient, and way more reliable. In our case, it looks like the engine is angled too much from where we need it to be, and we did have to remove the oil pump as it did not fit with the steering rack. But this is just a mock-up. We won't know until we get it in the car.
There is so much room above, around, in front. Jesus.
And there's the room where we don't need it.
Yeah,
right below,
right
in the
below.
oil pan.
It's that rack, dude. If it wasn't for the steering, this would be easy. But look at this. It actually looks pretty sick. All right, so now that we got everything positioned, we're gonna start trying to figure out what we're gonna do with that oil pump. So obviously ours doesn't work, but we are going to try and take it apart, mount this front side, which is basically the same as the K20 pump,
Right?
or close to anyways. And then we can kind of gauge if we need to get that one or what else we're gonna have to do. Bada boom. That's the inside of a K24 oil pump.
Oh, looks like it's in good shape.
All right, so now the plan is to bolt that up to the engine. This is kind of the important part. So yeah, we don't have a lot of room behind the pump, but I think the plate is, I mean, we have what, like 2 inches? Inch and a half? And we can move those lines, honestly.
That's a $1,500 proposition you're talking about.
I don't think we have another choice.
This turned out, maybe we should build a 302 for $10,000. Maybe it's better.
We spend $400 on the engine, $2,000 on the oil pan.
Dude, that's not
gonna fit, dude. There's no way that's gonna fit ever.
3 days later.
All right, so for the last couple of days, we've been playing around with positioning the engine, making some compromises.
A little compromises.
Yeah, just
No
little
big
compromises. And we got the engine sitting here in position, held up with the wood blocks here. And we have the full oil pump sitting in there.
The K24 pump.
Yeah, the full K24
This
pump
is the
with the
stock.
balance shafts,
Everything.
everything. And the pickup now ends up right here. So that gives us the ability to try to modify the oil pan, the original oil pan for the TSX.
Yeah, the Honda, right? We don't have to do a front sump anymore.
Yep.
Or any custom really oil pan. Really, the only thing we have to do is modify the stock pan to fit around the steering rack. So we're going to lose a little bit of capacity. We have a trend in this channel, it seems, But we're gonna be careful this time, don't worry. But that's gonna save us like $2,000.
Yeah,
So that's good news.
So yeah, we're able to use the whole pan. It's going to require some work to fit it around there. All it required was us to lift the front of the engine up a little more. So we're 5 degrees on the pinion.
3.4?
Sorry, 5 degrees on the trans and 3.6 on the pinion. So it's not horrible.
2.4 degrees of difference.
Want to be within 1 ideally, and up to 3 should be okay. So
We have, right, we talked about,
yeah,
we can actually move the transmission up a little bit to gain some of that back if we want to.
yeah, putting spacers here, but
Yeah.
this shouldn't be an issue. So we should lift up the engine just a little more and then make the motor mounts because they'll sag a little bit. So I got rid of the wood blocks and moved over to this fancy Harbor Freight engine support, and now we got the engine positioned exactly where we want it. Got good clearance on the bottom. So now we're going to start mucking up the motor mounts. We got this mount kit for rear-wheel drive application from Performance Adapter as well, and this should allow us to bolt up to the engine. And then we're going to try to adapt the original motor mounts to bolt back to the stock K member. So we're going to cut these open, get the rubber out, and try to reuse this plate. First thing we're going to have to do is make up the kit. We'll have to put these in, weld them, get the spacing all right, then we can bolt them on the engine and start making the outriggers to go to our mount. So we got our motor mount kit all tacked up. We got a poly bushing in here to isolate the engine, but still keep everything nice and firm. So when we're laying on the throttle, the engine isn't rocking everywhere and hit things. So let's get this bolted in. Once we mounted the engine, we realized the motor mount plate sat too far back from the subframe. So we decided to scrap it and start over. We drilled new holes, moved the bushing tabs, and got everything sitting right in line with the subframe mounts on both sides. Now, all that's left is tying the plates together with some roll bar tubing. All right, they're tightened down.
All the mounts are done.
They're sitting in there. It's time to put the weight of the engine on it.
Let's do it.
It's going to be official in 3. Oh, there it goes.
Now it's on there.
There we go.
There you go.
World's first.
World's
Is
first.
it officially swapped now?
No, we have to do the oil pan. I think that's the next big thing. All right, so now that the engine is fully seated with the mounts on the subframe, we can finally move on to the oil pan. We got a new oil pan because the other one was pretty crusty. Now, we know this won't fit as is. We have very tight condition between the oil pump and the steering rack. So what we've decided to do is we're basically just gonna cut off a section of the pan where the steering rack sits. Jack already cut a 2.5-inch pipe, and basically this is gonna sit right in between the pan or the pump and the steering rack, and it's just gonna cradle over the rack. So we're gonna cut a section off, weld that in there, and this is now gonna have a little divot, and it should just bolt right up. The goal here is simple: keep as much oil capacity as possible. So we're pushing this half tube as low as we can in the pan, while still clearing the steering rack. It took a few tries and a little hammer persuasion, but nothing too crazy. All right, guys, everything's back together. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but we have solid 1/8 of an inch clearance all the way around the rack, the pan. So this thing is ready to be welded together. Then officially K-swap, SN95. No, not officially. We gotta finish this. Hard acceleration, braking, and cornering can make oil slosh around in a wet sump system like this one. In extreme cases, that means oil moves away from the pickup, causing oil starvation. And yeah, we've learned that the hard way. That's where baffles and trapdoors come in. As we tilt the pan, you can see the oil rushes forward, but moves slowly back. That's exactly what we want, keeping oil where the pickup is and the engine alive. A little bit of black paint to finish it off, and we can mount the oil pump back on the engine and Honda mount the oil pan to install it on the engine for good this time. And there you have it. We got clearance all the way around the rack. Now you can say it. Go ahead.
This is the world's first 1995 Mustang GTS named Jimmy with a K24 and a blue valve cover. T5 made on a Saturday or to Sunday, made on a Sunday of 2026.
Do it. There it is. All right, mounts out of the way. Oil pan is done. Now we can finally move on to the fun part. The turbo, intercooler, intake, everything else.
Well, oh, this doesn't fit.
Yeah, it's not gonna fit. So now, yeah, so the plan is gonna be basically, we're gonna take this manifold, we're gonna chop the flange off, flip it 180, cut everything else off. We're basically just gonna reuse the flange. That's basically what we're gonna do.
This is gonna need a lot of work, dude.
Yep.
That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
So basically we just gotta space it out somewhere, maybe here, something like that. We are going to now extend these pipes. Looks like this much, 4 inches, whatever. Straight pipe into this. The turbo is going to sit somewhere up here. But that's how you turn a front wheel drive turbo manifold into a Mustang rear wheel drive manifold for a K-Series.
So I got the header all mounted up, tacked in, fits good. Now we got to work on that
turbo. Now we're gonna mount this thing, and obviously we're not gonna use this location because one, we have a V-band turbo, so we have to cut that off. But we're also not gonna mount it on the manifold because if we mounted it here, it would be way too low. So what we're planning on doing is mounting it somewhere up here. So the plan is gonna be, we're gonna chop that flange off and we're gonna bring a pipe from here, wherever it meets the turbo, somewhere probably up here. We're still not sure if we're gonna angle it this way or this way.
Yeah, what's the cooler way?
I think this way is better because when you pop the hood, you can see the blades of the turbo.
Let's do, oh, that's gonna make the, we gotta think about
yeah,
the
the
outlet.
exhaust has gotta run somewhere out there. And then we gotta worry about the wastegate too. I think there's gonna be enough clearance that we can run it somewhere there. But we got some thinking to do.
Let's try this at home.
We're trained professionals.
Buddy! It looks bigger down there when it's on the engine, actually.
That looks sick, dude. Yeah, see, I want to, when I pop the hood,
I don't think that's gonna
Please.
clear the hood, though.
let's go bring it. Let's see if it clears.
We could just go hoodless. Like some hood.
Boom. No problem, dude. What do you got under the hood of that thing?
More than you could afford, pal.
Barely. We got like a 1/4 of an inch clearance. And that's just gonna go straight.
Yeah,
You're gonna see that blade right there. Nice. It's like this was meant to be.
All right, the header fits in exactly like we hoped it would. Lots of room everywhere, and it put the turbo exactly where we needed it, so it's spaced away now from the engine. We get to the oil filter, and this looks sick. You can see the turbo front and center.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. As soon as you open the hood,
Yeah.
right in your face.
It's great how everything just packages in this engine base so well. I guess that's what happens when you have a 5-liter V8 originally in here. So the plan will be for the next video to have this thing fired up, and we'll finally get to hear it run. So if you don't want to miss it, make sure to subscribe. And if you like this video, hit that like button. Really helps us out. Thank you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.
Check out our website, shopdiy.com. Get yourself one of these 4 keychains. We actually just added this American dual overhead cam V10 jet tag to the website. We also have a bunch of shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts. So check out shopdiy.com. Get yourself some DIY swag.